Okay, welcome back. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the modifications that have been done to the area where you need to put everything. You'll notice immediately that the middle shelf has gone. Simply just cut it out with a Dremel, nice and easy, completely taken it out. The next thing you may not notice, but you need to lower this. So I've cut the bracket on this side, re-drilled the hole and lowered it. And on this side, again, it's had a slight modification to it, re-drilled. There is a locating hole here normally, where the pin for this unit goes in. All I've done is I've squared it out and I've lowered the screw mount, which is one of these, into that hole, and then reuse the factory connections. So it's actually lowered by this much, so you can see how much you need to take out. Nice and simple though. Once you've done that, you then need to just trim the bottom. There's a small plastic rib that sits underneath here. Just take it off with a file. You don't need to do anything with the leather. I trimmed it back a little bit, but after trimming it back and installing all of this, you don't actually need to. You then need to do the same with the top. So there's normally a plastic lip that sits under here. You'll need to again get the Dremel out or file out and just remove that. It's a bit difficult to see, and you see a couple of the ribs, so they need to come out as well. Apart from that, that's actually it. That's about half an hour's work. It's not too bad. Once I've done all that, you can see the Android box you saw earlier. It's got a couple of sticky pads on the bracket. Simply mounted it to the back of the completely out of the way. It's actually mounted onto the plastic tube. This for the heating, so it's nice and stable, won't vibrate around, and I've just literally tucked all the wires out of the way so everything's nice and neat. I've got here the slightly modified wiring for the head unit. So this end here is what goes into the, get this out. This is the bit that goes into the head unit with this. The only thing that I've changed is you will need to make a small modification to the wheel controls. So the wheel key 1, that actually needs to go to run a completely new wire. So this is going to get fed round the back here underneath the dash, and it's going to get fed into the positive side of the steering wheel control. So you need to disconnect that from what would normally have 12 volts. This uses a 5 volt system, so you need to just disconnect that. I'll then reuse the feed that would come back, the dark blue wire that would normally go back into the head unit. That is what's gone into key ground. Okay. Apart from that, everything else, as you can see, I've got rid of all those nasty blocks that the previous owner had used. Everything's been soldered and shrink wrapped, so everything's a lot neater. That's the plug, the harness plug that goes straight into the original harness, so that hasn't had to be chopped about. That's actually it. So I'm gonna run this cable, connect all that up, put the head unit in, and show it working.